Everyone. Just okay. Hmm. All right. Thank you, Ram Prakash. Let's begin now. Just
Sorry, student, there was a network issue from my. I think Kushal sir is taking ahead.
yeah. Shall I start? Yeah, Neeraj, are you saying something? Okay. Am I audible to all? Am I audible? Is my voice clear to everyone?
Yes, please go ahead. Yes, you are audible.
Okay. Thank you. Yes. So, so the current topic which we are going to discuss is about Python and MySQL connectivity. So we will be looking into different database operations and how can we perform those operations with the help of Python. Okay, so we will have both the things together, and let's now start and understand. So I will take it as a use case, a small use case, and this whole use case I will try to make it in such a way that you may organize it in the form of a small mini project kind of thing with some of your own idea. Okay, so that is how I would try to make it. So one thing is a database. Okay, second is your Python, and then I would also try to have it in such a way that we can have some web related, okay, like a UI kind of thing created without doing any kind of web programming. Okay, I'll just introduce a package, and with the help of that package, we can create some simple UIs, and with the help of these UIs, we can make some interactive web pages where we can take inputs from the user, we can display the output. Okay, so like that I would try to do it all. Okay, so this is what will be my agenda. So a web interface also I would try to create. Okay, so let's begin. So I have my MySQL. Okay, so here I have my MySQL terminal. Let me just log in into that. So you can see that this is my MySQL terminal. Okay, and I am planning to create a database. Okay, I'm planning to create a database for a local search engine. So the use case which I will be taking is use case. So use case I'll be taking is local search engine. Local search engine. Just a second. So the use case I'm taking is of local search engine. Okay, fine. Now, local search engine, if you see, we have Just Dial, we have a local search engine like Sulekha.com, Yellow Pages, Magic Bricks. So many, local search engines are there, which help us out with the local whatever shops are there, businesses are there, maybe some restaurants are there, hospitals are there. So for different categories they help us. Okay, so first of all we should have a data modeling part created. So looking at the time, I'll be taking it as short. So data modeling we need to do initially. Now what happens in data modeling? We need to understand and design the whole database. And here we have three stages actually. The first stage starts with conceptual data model. then it goes towards the logical data model, and then it goes into the physical data model. Okay, so three stages are there. So last one would be the physical. Okay, so it starts with conceptual basically. So once we are starting with conceptual data modeling comes from that what exactly you want to design. So here we want to design, let's start like that only. So the first one is conceptual one. So we want to create a local search engine. So local search engine, so which entities will be there? Okay, so which entities? So if you understand what is the meaning of entities, so entities means tables. You can simply take entities as tables. So which entities will be there in this local search engine. Okay, local search engine. Okay, so that we need to understand. So we will have here, for example, we will have, if I consider entities as, if I consider one table as entities itself. So this entities table will have details of all the entities, like if a school is there, hospital is there, anything. Okay. Then next thing would be we can have something related to location, because these entities will belong to some location. So we can have location also. Okay. Then after location, we can have some area also. So either we can have one table as location, or we can have location plus area also. So location would be like cities at that level, and area would be like inside the city we have small towns, so names of those. For example, Pune is a big city. Inside Pune we have Vimannagar, we have Vishrantbari, we have Chakan, we have so many places. So Pune can come under locations, and under area the local area can come, along with which we will store the pin codes as well. Okay, we will store the pin codes as well. Then moving further, we can have some vendors also. Okay, so vendors could be basically those who are suppliers. Okay, those who are, or businesses, different vendors could be businesses. Okay, so vendors could be there. Okay, and after that, okay, after vendors we can also have vendors are there, entities are there. So they will have some categories. Okay, they will have some categories. Okay, so now let me make it very simple for you. Okay, so that it is very much you are very much easily able to understand these things. Okay, so here in this case, what is going to happen in this particular case, if there is a school, that school will belong to a category. Let's say ABC nursery school is there, and school has got category, let's say 10. So ABC nursery belongs to which category? One category. Okay, so this is how it will be. And let's say it has got pin code as 411007. So it belongs to that particular area, that particular location. Okay, so these kind of entities we may have. So conceptual data modeling, it tells us about that and list the entities or the tables which you may require in the database. Okay, then comes logical. Okay, so when logical comes in, then in that case we need to go into more detailing. Okay, so we could have gone into more detailing at the time of conceptual also, but logical tells more about getting into the detailing. Okay, so for example, so let me take all these here. So let me take all these, yeah. So you can see now, so all of them are here. Okay, so understand now for entities. Now for entities, we will have what all columns you want in the entities. So we can have EID, that is entity ID, and you can write what it will be. It will be integer, and then you can also write, will it be primary key? So you can write here, yes, it will be primary key. Okay. Similar way, next one, what will be the next one? Next one will be entity name. Okay, so entity name, again, this will be varchar. Okay, varchar, or you can write string or anything. Even you can write how many, characters would be there. I'm writing 100. Then moving further, EID, ename is there. Then I can have location ID here. This location ID will be coming from the location table. Okay, so I'm putting location ID over here. Location ID would be int. It will be integer location ID. After location ID, next thing we can have is category also. So in category, we will have category ID. Category ID will also be int. Okay, and then we can have pin. Okay, next thing would be we can have in this thing pin pin, which will also be integer. This way. So similar way, we'll have to go for all of them. Okay, that location, what all things will be there in the location table. So location table, we will have location ID that is fixed. We will have location name, or rather L name. L name is better. We'll have, okay, location ID, obviously it will be int, and it will be primary key. Okay, L name will be varchar, and varchar of something. Okay, that's the 50. Done. Then area. So area will have area ID, which is fixed. AID, again int primary key, and so this is primary key. Then what else can we have? Then area name can be there, and with area we can have pin number also. Okay, we can add pin number as well with area. So let me add a name. A name would be varchar. Yeah, so a name would be varchar, and we can put the size maybe 50 as of now. And then after a name we can have pin. Pin I'm keeping as varchar only. Okay, I'm keeping pin as varchar only. So pin would be varchar, and varchar of 10 also will do for pin. Nothing more required. And the location ID. Location ID. Okay, so it is also int. So this is how it will be. Okay, and if you want, you can basically mention that it is foreign key and it is coming from location table. So you can mention that. Okay, that it's foreign key and it comes from location table this way. So whatever you want to mention, you can mention that. Now here for vendors. So for vendors here we can have, yes. So vendor ID would be there, right? So vendor ID, VID, vendor ID, it will be integer, it will be primary key also. So primary key. Then next could be, next we will have vendor name, and we will have category ID. Okay, and we'll have pin number. Okay. So yeah. Vendor name could be there, which could be varchar. Okay, and varchar again 50 I will give. Then after that we will have CID. Okay, that is your category ID, which is integer. And we will have the next thing as pin number we can have, right? Yeah, so pin number, it was varchar. It can be varchar. And again, foreign key. Yeah, again, foreign key coming from location. Okay. Next, we will have categories. Okay. So category, we will have CID, category ID, int primary key. Okay. Next, we can have CNAME. Varchar 50. Then we can have description. Description can also be varchar. Okay, we can keep description also as varchar. So let me keep the description as varchar. So varchar of this can become very large. Okay, so these things we have now. Fine. So here we have CNAME, we have description. Okay, so this is the logical. Okay, although we need to create, entity relationship diagrams and all those things, so I'm not doing that because we don't have that much of time that we can keep on elaborating on this part. But you got an idea that whenever we are planning a system and we are working on the databases, so first we need to start with the conceptual data model. In conceptual data model, we actually work on that which entities would be there. And after that, after the conceptual data model, we work on the logical one. So in the logical one, you can see that I'm getting into the details that what all column names would be there, what will be their data types, and whether they will be primary key, whether they will be foreign key. Okay, so I'm getting into all these things because if you give this logical data model to anyone, that person should be able to design that particular database into any database. Okay, so the person should be able to uh, work on any of the databases in order to work on this. Okay, in order to utilize this particular you can see this particular logical data model which we have created. Okay, so that should be the case. Okay, really that should be the case. Now let us move ahead, and now in the physical one, in the third one is physical one, right? So third one is physical one, PHYSICAL, physical. In the physical data model, we actually start to create the tables and all. Okay, in the physical one. So that is something comes under the third part, that is physical. Somebody is unmuted and there is a noise coming from that particular person. So if you can check your mics and mute yourself. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So physical is actually going into the MySQL part. So now let us go to MySQL. This is MySQL. Okay. So here we can start like create. Okay. So create SADAT database. So create database. Let's say LOCAL local SEARCH search ENGINE engine. So create database local search engine, and then yeah, I have created. Now use LOCAL local SEARCH search ENGINE engine. You can see that I have created this local search engine database, and I'm using this particular local search engine database. Okay, now what to do next? Now you can create the tables over there. Okay. So this is MySQL shell only. Directly we can create tables from here. So let me create one table at least from here. Okay. So looking into the logical data model, I'll be creating this entities. Okay, entities table I'll be creating. So here, so create table table entities entities. And what all do we have in entities? We have EID. EID is integer, int integer, and it is primary key also. So I'm writing primary key as well. Then after that, I have ename varchar. So I'll write ename as varchar, and varchar, it is having size of 50. So I'm putting the size as 50 as well. Then next we have is location ID. So I'm putting here LOCATR location ID as let me check gocation ID as integer, int integer. Okay. Next one we have is category ID and PIN ID. category category ID. So category ID, I'll keep it as integer. Okay. And the next one, so here it will be category ID, and it is integer. And after that, let us go back here and pin number. So pin number, I'm taking it as varchar. So let me take it varchar of 10 I have taken. Okay, pin number. So here, let's go back here and comma pin number varchar varchar of 10. So you can see that now show tables tables. You can see that table is created. Okay. So this is how we do in case of MySQL. Okay. And now what I can do is I can now take you through the Python, and there I can help you to work on this. Okay, so let me take you to Python, and there how you can do the same thing. Okay, so let me open my local Jupyter notebook. So this is Jupyter notebook. I'm opening this. Okay, so you can use Collab, but Collab will not help you to connect with the local, right? Collab don't help to connect you with local. So I'm using this, and let me click here on new, and let me go for a new Python notebook. Okay, and you can see that my SQL is running here, right? Where is that? So this is, you can see in front of you. Or if you want to work with any other ID, so I have a workbench also. You can work with workbench as well. So MySQL is already installed. So setup wise, you require MySQL, and along with MySQL, you will be requiring uh, any Python shell where you can work. Okay, any Python ID where you wish to work. Okay, these two things only you require, nothing more than that. So here you can see this is my workbench as well here. Okay, I can make connection over here. Password is root for me. Okay, so this is opened. Okay, yeah, so here it is opened. Now let me go here. So this is let me give it a name: python Python MySQL MySQL web. Okay, so I'm just giving it a name like this. Now let us start. So for this, we actually require a package, and this package is MySQL connector package. So if this package is not already installed in your case, then you will have to install it. Okay, you'll have to first install this particular package, then you'll be able to work on it. Okay, so let me help you with that. So if you wish to do that, then you need to run pip install pip install MySQL connector Python. So this is the step one. You take this as step one. Okay. So I'm writing here. I'll keep on writing also. Or let me add one more cell over here, and let me mark down. Okay. So STP step 1 INSTL install the CONNEC connection PACKG package. You can install the connection package. Now this needs to get marked down and enter. So you can see that pip install MySQL connector Python. If it is already installed, it will tell us that it is already installed. If it is not installed, it will basically install it. So you can see that it says requirement already satisfied. But if it is not installed in your case, it will install it. Okay. Now let me move ahead, and now step 2 is to import it. So here we have STP step 2 as import. I import MySQL CONNECTOR connector. So import MySQL connector. So I'll be importing MySQL connector now. Okay. So import MySQL MySQL.CONNECTOR connector. Enter. So it is imported. Okay. Now step 3. The next step we have is, so let me write here STP step 3. Step 3 is to make the connection. Okay, so create CONNECTN connection object. Okay, let me tell it as objects. So create connection object. So here we are creating the connection object. Okay, so how to create the connection object? Let me create it as mydb is equal to, and we have MySQL dot connector connector dot connect connect. So MySQL dot connector dot connect is equal to, okay, not is equal to, so inside the bracket here we will mention what will the host, the host is going to be localhost localhost. Okay, and then what will be the next would be user. Okay, so who would be the user? So normally we have root users who has got the access, and then we have after user password password. Password is also root, so it is very easy. Now it is your choice whether you want to, it is your choice whether you really want to connect with the database initially, a specific database, or you want to just create this connection and later on you will decide like which database you would like to connect with. That is your choice. But I am mentioning here, okay, I'm mentioning here, we have just created one database if you remember. So here only we created this local search engine database. So I'm mentioning that here database database is equal to, so here I'm mentioning local search engine, this is the database, and enter, executed. So now you can see that it is executed and step 3 is done. The connection is made and connection is so now with the help of this connection, we can execute all the queries now we will be writing. Fine. So we can run them. So now that I can take that as step 4. Okay. So STP step 4. Step 4 is, let's say, first of all, I will create create CURSOR cursor. So create cursor object. So one object we will create, okay, which is called as cursor object. So this cursor object helps us. Okay, it helps us a lot. It actually helps us to bring, execute the query and bring the results and display the results. So it helps us a lot. Okay, so let us do that part. So now here, create the cursor object. My cursor, my cursor is equal to, my db was the name, right? So my db.cursor cursor. So this is how they initialize the cursor, okay, or allocated it. So step 4 is done. Now step 5. Okay, so this initial 4 steps are basically the preparation steps. Okay, so are we clear till this flow, that we installed this connector, we imported the connector, we created a connection, and we also okay, so here if you see that this particular this particular my cursor is going to actually help us out. Okay, so the initial things we have done. Now let's do the main thing. The way I created a table manually. Okay, I created a table manually by writing a command. Similar way, I'll be creating a table here also. Okay, exactly the same way I'll be creating the table here also. Okay, so how will I be doing that? Let me do that part. So let me take that as step 5. Okay, step 5 is C. Yeah, am I audible? So okay, one yes. Okay, so no response. Yeah. So do you know all these things? You already know these things? If you know, I can take something, a higher level, or you're not able to get this. Yeah. Can I get a response? Can I get a response so that I can move ahead? Yeah, quickly, please give me a response so that I can move ahead. I think we have around 14, 15 participants. It'll be better if you go from basic to high level. Okay, thanks for the feedback. Please go ahead. Okay. Okay. Yeah, 2 responses I got. Others, can I get a quick response? Please do that because we have less time and we are seeing something, as a use case. Practically, we are seeing something. Okay, if you're not getting, you can write here in the chat box that you are not getting anything. You're getting okay. I can mold the things and help you out. Quick response. Only 2 responses I have got. If there'll be no response, it doesn't make good interest. Yeah. Okay, so there's no response, so I would not be asking you. Like 2 people have responded, so I'll be going ahead according to your response. Okay, I'll be going like that. So till this point, what we have done, it was very simple, that we are making use of a package. And package is, if you don't know anything about a package, so package gives us some additional functionality. If you want to, drink a glass of water, what will you do? You'll go to kitchen and you'll search for the let's say aquaguard. Okay, and you'll search for a glass, and you will try to identify that where is the tap, or where is that button to be pressed, and the water dispenser is going to dispense the water. So similar way, this particular connection is like that only. Okay, there are 2 systems. One is Python, another is MySQL, and this particular package is making a connection between them. So glass is there, your AquaGuard is there, and there is a button, or there is some tap which you basically press or put it on, and then you get the water. Similar way, these packages gives us some additional functionality, and the functionality here is that without going into this particular terminal, without going into this particular black terminal, you can execute all the MySQL related commands, but from where? You can do that with the help of Python. And this way, if you write Python, you can call this as you're writing a script, and this script is helping you out to insert the data into databases, get the data from the databases. So this is helping you out with that. Okay, this is what you can understand from here. Okay, now another important thing is, uh, as a part of a process, we first need to install a package, and then we need to import it. If the package is already installed, then you don't need to import it. So here in my case, the package was already installed, because you can see the first command, that pip install MySQL connector Python, that is the name of the package. So pip install, I'm trying to install it. And when I'm trying to install it, it says that requirement already satisfied. So requirement already satisfied means that this package is already installed. Okay, you need not to install it again. Then I imported that package. And after that, I'm using that package. So again, remember, any package, okay, you need to install first, then you need to import it, and then you need to use it. So how am I using it? I'm using it by this particular piece of code. This is very simple. You can see that host is equal to localhost, user equal to root, password equal to root, database is equal to local search engine. So is it difficult? No, it is not difficult. We know that the host is name of the machine. User is the user which we created for MySQL. Password is the password for that user. So once you had installed MySQL, that time you had basically configured these things. And now I am okay. So I have basically connected it with a local database, that is a local search engine. Okay. So this MyDB becomes the object, connection object. And with the help of MyDB, we basically create a cursor. This cursor is going to help us out to execute, because we ultimately want to execute something. So let me show you now the step 5 for execution part. Okay, so let me show you that part. Okay. So let me take that as, okay, so create a table. So I was doing create a table now. So let me create a table. Now for creating a table, what we need to do is, okay, this is step 5. So here, so here, write the create table query. So create table query. So what I will do is I'll write it this way. You can look at here. SQL is equal to create. Now, which table I should create? So already I created one table which was named as entities. Now I'll create category table. So create table if not exists, if not exists. Okay. So create table if not exists, categories, categories. Okay, so create table if not exist categories, and here I'll be putting I should have CID, category ID as integer, and it will be primary key. Okay, primary key. Then I will have CNAME, CNAME name. Okay, as VARCHAR varchar. So CNAME varchar of 30 is more than enough. Okay, 30 is good enough. Then what else we can have? We planned something more, right? What did we plan? So category, what all did we plan? Just have a look here. Description was one more thing. Description. Okay. So let me put DSCRIPT and description varchar. Okay, varchar, and let's say description can be lengthy. So I'm making it as 100. Okay. So this is description. Okay. This much is okay. Fine. Now what else should I do? This much seems to be okay. Nothing wrong in this. Okay. So I'll just put the semicolon here. This is SQL statement. Now I need to execute this SQL statement. Okay. So this SQL statement, I'll execute my cursor, my cursor. Okay. So my cursor dot execute, I'll have to use okay. So I'm executing that. So you can see that, okay, it says that my cursor is not defined, because here I should have RSOR. Okay, my cursor, it got executed as well. You can see that it got executed. Okay, now understand. Now next step, what I will do, now view, okay, try to see whether what you have done has really happened or not. Okay, try to see that. So that I will take it as next step. So step 6, I will take it as we view the result. Okay, result means whether a table is created or not. So do go for that. So how will you go for that? So for that, again the same thing, SQL is equal to SCLECT select star from okay. So select star from, now what to do? Categories. No, not that. I will do show tables. Okay, that is better. So show, because nothing is there inside categories. So what we will see? Show tables is better. So show tables, and then again my cursor, my cursor dot execute, my cursor dot execute, and I'll put here SQL. Okay, this I will put here, and after that what I will do is I will basically try to store the results, okay, results into a variable results. So my cursor, my cursor dot fatch fetch all. So fetch all is the method which will store everything into results. Okay, the results into result is nothing but the list of the databases. Okay, list of the databases, not databases, tables in my case. So list of the tables it will get. Okay, so you can see that here if I run show tab alias tables command, it gives us two lists. You can see the proof is in front of you. Proof is in front of you that the table categories has created. Okay, that means that the database connection is successful and we are able to perform operations. Okay, you have the proof in front of you, but I just want to show you that thing here. So results is having all those things, but I will display it with the help of for res in results results. Whether it is DML, that is data manipulation language, or if it is any data transaction control language, whatever you want to run, you can run that way. Okay, this way. If you want to insert something, you can write here. Okay, you'll be able to insert. But I will tell you the dynamic inserting part. Okay, I'll tell you that how dynamically you can insert. If you want to insert anything, you can just write the whole query. You can run that, it will insert. But I would tell you that dynamically, how can you do that? So for that, let me tell you step 7. Step 7, okay, inserting, inserting the values. Okay, so let me run this process for you. So now what you can do is you can make use of some variables. For example, SQL, where this has gone. Yeah. Okay. So what you can do is you can basically work on like this. So SQL, where is that? Yeah. So SQL is equal to, now rt insert into categories categories. Okay, and then here you can mention the column names. Okay, like we have CID, we have CNAME, we have DESCRIP description. Okay, you can mention them here, and then VLUS values, and then here you can write %s comma %s comma %s. So this will take dynamically, this will take the values dynamically. Now whatever values you have, you can either ask the user. Okay, so for now I'm putting it hard coded way. Okay, so categories we have, okay, DESCRIB describe CATEGORIS categories. So CID, CNAME and description, these things we have here. Fine. So now values I will put here. Okay, values, and I'll put it 1, and the category 1 is of HOSPITAL hospital, and what else it requires. It is HEALTH health, CRE care, SYSTM system. Okay, healthcare system, comma, one more row I will insert. Okay, so category number 2, and this is SCHOLS schools, and then it is EDU, CATN, educational, INSTITU, institutions. This is what I've written. Okay, now if I want to get this executed, I'll have to use something else, which is my cursor dot execute many, MANY. Okay, done. So execute many I'm running. Every time I was just running execute, this time I'm running execute many. Okay, and I'll put SQL here. You can see I'm putting SQL over here. Okay, what is happening now? Now this should run. Okay, SQL and val also I'll have to put, right? Val. So SQL and val I'm putting here. Enter. So now here I will have to write what was the database name? MyDB connection name. MyDB dot commit also. So commit is which command? TCL, transaction control language. Okay, so I'm inserting this. So I want to freeze them. I want to make them permanent. That's why I'm running commit command. And then if you want to check whether anything happened or not, so what you can do is you can print my cursor dot row count count. Okay, so it says that int object is not callable. Okay, so where is the int object which is not callable? We just need to check that. Okay, yeah, this one. So row count is not a function, so I just need to remove this. Enter. Okay, let me do this. Let me run this. So you can see that now it is giving an error. Okay, duplicate entry, because already one entry has been made for hospital. Okay, so if just for demonstrating purpose, what I'll do, CRUN truncate table CATEGORIS categories. So I'm just making it empty just to demonstrate it to you once again. Okay, I'm just truncating that. Okay, it's taking time to truncate also. Okay, let's wait. So truncate table categories semicolon. Okay, yeah, it should truncate actually. Yeah, it should truncate. And then I'll be running this once again. Okay, so no, it's not running. Okay, so what I will do is, because primary key is there, so I'll just make it 3 and I'll make it 4 because it's not getting executed. Now you can see that 2 records it has inserted. So we will be able to find here. Okay, now it has truncated. So once again I'm truncating, and here I'm just making changes. Control Z, 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 enter. 2 records. You can see 2 records it has inserted. So these are dynamic values you can insert. Okay, multiple values and dynamic values you can insert. Okay, this is how it can happen. Now, okay, now insert, and you know that whatever query you want, you should know the query, what SQL query you want to run. So you can pass that SQL query into this SQL, and you can use my cursor.execute or execute many, any function you can use, and that will help you to do work on the database operations. Now, as I said, I just wanted to show you that you can even work it with the help of the web interface also. Okay, so for that also I will show you something. Okay, we don't have much time, so I'll just show you that, just tell you that website from where you can do. So there's a package called as PyWebIO. You can use that package. That package helps to create web pages without coding. So I'm just showing you that. Okay, so I have already installed that, so I'm just writing from PyWebIO. So from pywebio.input input import import star, and from pywebweb io output, put output, import import star. Okay, so I'm just importing. Now I'll just demonstrate. Let's say just what's your name? I'll demonstrate that part. Okay, so for example, input input, and here in this input I'll store into name. Name is equal to input, and inside the input, what's okay, WHATS, what's your name? I'm asking what's your name. Okay, and then what I'm doing is I'm doing print, not print, put text. Okay, I'll be using put text. Okay, just to display. Okay, put underscore text, put text, and here an name. Okay, and I can write something more also, but I'm just writing this much. So let me execute this. Okay, you can see that it is starting a web server and it has created a form. Okay, you must be able to see what's your name, and I'm writing here my name is Kushal. Submit, and then I had written there put text, so it should run that also. I'm just waiting for it to run that. Are you able to see somewhere my name it has displayed? No, nowhere it has displayed my name. Not good. Okay, so it should have displayed my name over here. So this we'll have to check. I'll have to check like why it did not display. Okay, so why I have shown you this, because whenever you are working with something like this, you are integrating your Python and MySQL. So it becomes a little boring if you are just working on this single Jupyter notebook. If you want to show it as a project, you can basically use this particular library, this PyWebIO, that will help you to create such web pages. And then these web pages you can demonstrate. Okay, and no UI coding I did. You can understand. I used input function helped me. I used put text. Okay, so put text did not share the results with me, did not display. Okay, it should actually display. So this is how we can do. Now I'm open for any questions you have, any queries, questions you have. I'll be answering them, and then we will close. Yes. Any questions you can ask, and anything related to SQL queries and my Python and connectivity, anything you can ask.
So
Okay.
if Mr. Kushal, so I think there is one query.
Yeah, truncate command. Yeah, so truncate is a DDL command, data definition language. In case of a table, if you want only schema to be there and whatever data is there inside that table, that should get deleted. In that case, we make use of truncate command. Okay, so you are right, Ramprakash. It is for deletion, but there is a command called as delete also, which is called as DML. It deletes subset of the data. Truncate deletes complete data. Only structure of the table remains. I hope it clears your doubt, right? So two keywords, one is truncate, another is delete. Delete is DML, truncate is DDL. Yes, Ram Prakash? Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Kushal. So maybe here we can stop the morning session. So afternoon session will start at 2 o'clock. So all the participants, I request you to join 5 minutes before 1:55. So sharply 2 o'clock, the afternoon session will start. So now the meeting is going to end. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for all.